All right, welcome everybody. Once again, we are teaching the Introduction to RefWorks class. My name is Chandler Smith. I am the Education Librarian here at LSU Health New Orleans. To start off with, we're going to go over what we're actually talking about today, which is going to be how to access RefWorks and create an account, how to import citations from different databases, create a bibliography with it, RefWorks, and then using RefWorks, the RefWorks add-in in Microsoft Word. First, what is RefWorks? It's a web-based software that allows you to organize your research, import references from databases, build a bibliography quickly, and share references with others. Databases have the ability to generate citations in various formats themselves. If you import them into RefWorks, it does the work for you because sometimes the information from the database can be wrong, the metadata that is. And that's just an incorrect link actually to our LibGuide for citation managers. You go back and fix that. Sorry about that. I've put this 3 times and I've still missed that link 3 times today somehow, so that's great. Other popular citation management software that we have here at LSU HSC is EndNote 21. We started subscribing to this almost a year ago at this point. And then Zotero is another free option that we have a little bit of information on that citation manager LibGuide that I mentioned a second ago. Accessing RefWorks. It can be accessed via the library website, either through the popular links or through the databases button. When you click on the databases button, it'll bring you to this page, and then it's just right there at the bottom right. And you can also just click on R on the A to Z list, right, or the A to Z database list right there, right above those popular resources, and find it under the R tab. And logging in RefWorks, use your LSU HS email, New Orleans email to do this. If you use the login for my institution button, we are listed spelled out as Louisiana State University Health Sciences Center. There's no New Orleans attached to that part. We are just, as seen right there, Louisiana State University Health Sciences Center if you're using the use login for my institution button. And then once you've logged in RefWorks, it'll just look like this before you've started adding in any citations or anything. And I've circled at the top right there, the little red button, a YouTube button in red. That is a link to their YouTube channel with some video tutorials if you wanted to find those. It's just kind of hidden away at the top right there. So I just like to point that out. Importing citations, today we're going to be doing that in PubMed, CINAHL, and I put PsycInfo and SocionDex in there because they're also EBSCO databases, so it all operates the same way. ProQuest, Nursing, Allied, and Health, and then Embase. And also in the live demo, as I just mentioned, we're going to be showing how to import references from those various databases, finding duplicates in RefWorks, sharing folders and adding collaborators, creating a bibliography, and then once again demonstrating the Microsoft Word add-in for RefWorks. And that was for the part. So starting from the library's home page, as I showed you in the screenshots earlier, you can just find it in databases or popular links. We're going to just go to the databases button because it's just right here. And it will prompt you to sign in if you have not signed in already. Sign into RefWorks. Great. And so they just added a bunch of, or a few new features actually for April 2025. I'll cover a few of these. Some are pretty minor, but I'll point out the few important ones. For one, they rebranded themselves a little bit. So like you can see this word mark's a bit different now. It's just to align it with Clarivate, the company that owns RefWorks, who also owns EndNote 21. Just kind of, I guess, synchronize their branding a little bit. But visually, it looks almost exactly the same. It added a new AI tool, which can be found under Tools, which is the Plagiarism AI Content Checker. It's in pilot mode, so I probably would just suggest steering away from that from now. And there's like a limit to how much work you can use it too. So they said they're like, I read the page about the updates, and they said they're still in data collection mode for this. So really, I guess it's your choice if you want to use it or not. But since it's not really a fully released product, I would say no for now. But this is what it looks like. You already have like references imported and everything. We'll go over the menu on the left in a second. We'll actually put our references in RefWorks first before doing all that. So going back to the library web page, we'll start with PubMed. And we'll use one of my favorite search strings, lung cancer, because it has a lot of articles. And we'll go down and find one down here. And this process is different by database, which is why I'm doing 4 different databases, because it just looks a little different. One. PubMed, there's a few ways to do this, but this most simple way directly would be Cite, clicking the Cite button on the right here, and just finding this little download.mbib file and then downloading it. And you'll see it's been downloaded right there. You can also, in PubMed, if you want to do multiple, you can click these little boxes right here and then send to clipboard. And then click these. I believe it's sent to, again, citation manager. And then you can click that box depending on what you want, all the results or just the ones you selected, and then create file, and it will download another file, which I'll just download for the sake of downloading it. And it gives you like a PubMed set name for it. And now doing the same process in CINAHL, we have down here. Great, finding an article we want. In CINAHL, you can click export or you can add it to a folder. I'm going to add to a folder because if you're doing like, if you're looking for a few articles in CINAHL or any other APSCO database, you could just add it to your folder. And by doing so, it creates a folder, and you can export or edit your folder from there. So you can find your folder by just going up the folder right here at the top of the screen. And here's the article we just added. You can select all or deselect all right here, or you can just individually select. And then you can click export. And it gives you a few options here. The direct export to RefWorks usually works, but sometimes you'll hit save and it just doesn't work sometimes, but we'll try it this time. I would say it works about 75% of the time immediately. And if it doesn't work the first time, you just do it again and it usually works. So it worked this time. You can just select a project. If you have a project you want to put it into specifically, I'm not going to assign it to anything at this moment. It's going to import. And then great, so it's been imported, so we can go to our last imported. I'm going to close this tab out over here. And put the databases over here. Okay. Embase, we can find. I did Embases this morning as a test, and it did not work because there's like a direct feature as well. I'm going to try it again, but if it doesn't work, I apologize. But I'll show you the way around that if it does not work. So do this one. And there's the export button over here. And so I selected this RefWorks Direct Export, hoping that it would, work. And it did not work this time, or this morning. And so it gives you, it gives this box, which I didn't love, but if you just hit send anyway, this is where it broke after I sent this. So yeah, it did this, and I'm like, never mind, I don't have to log in again. So what you can do instead by clicking export is just having it leave it at the default IRS format, and just I say RIS format. Sorry, just did taxes last week. Click export, and then click download, and then it'll just download the file right there as it would in PubMed essentially. If I have to log in twice or to use something, I usually don't want to do it because it's just really time consuming. So I just end up downloading it. That's just my crankiness and preference really. And then ProQuest was the last one I was going to do. And I believe the company that owns ProQuest also owns RefWorks, so it's integrated and should be easy to use. Ooh, great, so we found something we like. You can click on the article, and then there's a cite button right here. And you can choose, they have like RefWorks and EndNotes like direct, like that. So we're just gonna click RefWorks. You can choose if you want indexing. I'm just gonna leave citation and abstract only, and just hit continue. I do think this prompts you to log in sometimes, so just be aware of that. Yeah, probably gonna log in. Great. And it brings you this page as it did in CINAHL. Once again, I'm just not going to assign it to anything. Great. So we put in all of our citations. Once again, the April release, thank you. That we've wanted from today, or not, actually we have not yet, excuse me. We only have 2. Let me put the other ones that I've downloaded into RefWorks. And you do this by going to add right here. You don't want to upload document. That's like for like a PDF or like a Word document. You want to click import references and then select a file from your computer. We'll do this first one that I downloaded from PubMed. Click import. And you can assign it to a folder right here if you want to, or once again, just not do that and just click import and it'll bring it into your general all references box. Then go back to add again, import the one I pulled from Embase. Great. So this last imported tab is just the things you've like imported during this session of RefWorks. As you can see, the 4 that I've imported are all right there. But if you want to find everything you've imported, you just go to your all references at the very top right there. And this will be everything you've ever imported into RefWorks. It looks like I have 78 total references in here. And then if you want to create a folder to add your references into and organize them, which is a great feature. You can see I have a few folders here. One of these is actually for an actual manuscript that I helped with one time, which is 12 tips one. Then we have like our test folders. So you can just add a folder to create a new folder. So I'll just do test 3, I guess. And there's our new little folder right there. And you can just add references by finding whichever ones you want to find, and right there. We'll just go to our last imported actually and do it this way. And then assign into our test folder and then apply, and they'll all be right there for you. So it's pretty simple and straightforward on how to create folders and add things to a folder. And if you want to share your folder with someone, if you're collaborating with other researchers, you just click on these little 3 dots to the side, click share. You can create a public URL if you wanted to, or you can just invite people by adding their email addresses. And then you can change your permissions over here on the right to can read, can annotate, can modify. And then once you've done that, you just hit done and it sends them the email or the invite rather, to access the folder. Great feature, really easy to use, crucial to citation management. Still one of the major points of these things is being able to collaborate with people. You can also just click share a folder right here too if you wanted to, but I just like doing it through my folders because I want to find the folder I don't want to share usually. The find duplicates button is right here. I don't think I have a duplicate in here. I'm going to re-download another one to make sure I do. Actually, let's just open these up. And the reason why you want this duplicates button is because in different databases, you might find the same citation. And like, this is what this feature is for really, because if you may have just downloaded the same thing without realizing it. It's very possible when you're doing research over a long period of time. I'm going to re-import this one again. Great. And so our duplicates, the button's right here. You can select what fields you like to use. I'm going to leave it as just the default ones. You can do matching settings. It doesn't really say how it determines what is similar or not. So it's a bit vague there, but I'm just going to leave it as references must match exactly, and like completeness or newest or oldest. And then like you have more fields down here if you want to make it more specific or less specific. And just click find duplicates. And it says it started. There's a little progress bar on the left right here. And when it's done, this little green button will appear and you click on it. And it's found the duplicates I just added in twice today. And it just selects one it just determines as like the newest or oldest and to delete. And from here, you can just delete it, or you can take a manual look at it yourself before you delete it, which I would advise, especially if you've been doing research over a long time. You don't want to delete anything on accident, because sometimes it might just capture things that are close but not quite the same. But anyways, you can just select the one you want to delete and hit delete and move the selected trash or move all duplicates to trash, whatever you want to do. And then once you've done that, you'll have these citations in your trash. And how you clear your trash out is just by selecting, and then you can also restore them if you've made a mistake and didn't want to delete those. And then once you want to delete everything, though, you just click the select all on this page, or the individual ones, however you want to do it, and click delete, and just delete selected or delete all, and then delete. So those are all gone. And I want to point out the feature of creating bibliography in RefWorks. In case you just need to generate a quick one, I'm going to do this with one of my test folders. And we'll just select all on this page and then create a bibliography. You can change your style from right here. You can search. Apparently, there's now 7,000 styles. There used to be 6,000 something styles. So they've added more styles, it seems, probably with a new update. How exciting. But just click copy to clipboard, and you can copy it into like a Word document to send somebody or whatever you need to do with that. But that's just a useful feature to like not have it like tied to your manuscript or whatever. You just have the citation list by itself, which can be helpful sometimes. But yes, so the citation manager, the plugin is what I was referring to in Word. How we find this is opening Microsoft Word. There's our add-ins right here. They have two, which is a little confusing. They created a new one and are phasing out the old one. And it is very hard to tell at a glance which one's the new and old one, because it did not give any kind of visual indication of which one's the new and old one. But I believe this one's gonna be the old one because this little dash right here is hyphen. Yeah, and the RCM is the old one basically, and it tells you this is also new as of like April, that you need to update to the new citation manager by August 31st. Previously, like a month or two ago, they didn't have a date attached to it. So you may as well just go ahead and do that. They're functionally the same as far as I can tell. I don't really know if there's like any key features that are different at this point. But at this point, you may as well just go ahead and migrate to the new one. So we're not going to use this one today, but I just wanted to point that out, that there is two, which is a little confusing. And the new one will not have that red box saying, please update to the new one, but this is what it looks like. Visually, it's exactly the same. And how this operates is if you want to insert something in text, you just find your sentence you want to insert it in, check the box, and it'll generate this box right here, insert citation, and it'll format it for you. And how you choose which citation format it's actually using is under My Citations. And then right here, you just click this little box. And once again, you can just find one of your 7,000 citation styles and find it right there. And you can also, of course, select multiple citations at once. So we're going to select these two and then insert it, and then it'll format those for you as well. And we'll do one more. Insert citation there. Still, you want to go back and check these manually to be thorough. It's usually pretty good about not making a mistake, but sometimes technology messes up. One key feature I want to point out when editing your manuscript with this is that if you need to delete something or have cited the wrong thing, you need to actually click on the citation like this, and it will generate this box with the edit citation. This is the correct way to delete citations with this plugin, because if you have if you're editing with a citation style that has like a numbered system, and like it corresponds in your reference list to that, it will mess up the numbering if you don't delete it the correct way. As I found out, I had to troubleshoot this with someone last year. So I want to just reinforce and hammer this point home. They just click on the citation, then click delete citation, and it will delete correctly that way and not mess up the sequencing and numbering of your manuscript, which is obviously very important. So regardless, how to generate your bibliography from here is just under this little menu right here. And you can toggle this on and off. The reason why you might want to do this is because if you have like quite a large manuscript, it might slow down your file. So I recommend just leaving it off till you're done adding in references and everything. And just, if you're done, you just click on, and it will generate it for you right there, all nice and neat and correct, we hope. So once again, just checking it to make sure there's like no obvious errors in your reference list here. And the new AI tool is also put into the citation management add-in right here. Once again, it's a pilot program, so who knows how actually useful it would be. It's still in the collection data stage, just to hammer that point home. So it's not something I would rely on at this point, basically. If you find yourself missing citations in your add-in right here, you can click refresh, and it will manually sync it up to your RefWorks account and make sure there's no missing citations you've imported. So yeah, I think that's everything. The basics of this that I wanted to cover. We'll go pop over to. Do you have any questions in chat? Okay. Give that a few seconds. Are there any questions in person? No. Okay. All right. Go back to my slideshow. Well, that's my contact info if we need to reach out to me and have any questions regarding this or just RefWorks or EndNote in general. I'm happy to answer both questions or questions about both. And then finally, we have our library Instagram and then our feedback form to tell me how I did. You can make fun of me for leaving the incorrect link to my to the citation management libguide in my presentation, even though I looked at it 3 times this morning. So good place to do that. But yeah, there's no questions. I guess that was all for today. Thank you everyone for coming.